Well guys, check out this foggy morning here. Like 35 degrees out. Got like 3 inches of snow. Got the truck plugged in overnight. Check this out. If you watch my last stupid video, you'd see that I was going to get some parts to put my new Skidsteer snowplow together. And that is exactly what I did. It's not on the machine now. We're going to have it on the machine today because we're going to take it back over to my place and we're going to plow some snow. There's not really a whole lot of snow to plow, but I want to try it out anyway. So we're going to find out. I just made these feet for it and everything. Of course, they're like square, but they're dished up. 1 3/8 bar stock. Took a few hoses that I had laying around with some quick attach fittings and welded a bunch of garbage together, and out came a bigger piece of garbage. So I tried it a little bit just when I got it done, but didn't really do enough with it to say so. My driveways hasn't been plowed in quite a while, so I'm sure I got some snow over there to plow. First thing I got to do is get this truck started up and deliver a load of slab wood from the Amish sawmill. Yeah, these are definitely not the roads I want to run this old truck on. Absolutely not. But I'm going to do my load of slab wood. I'm going to bring the skid steer over to my place. It's only a couple miles away. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to wash all this salt off of this truck. And it's probably going to sit for a while. I usually like to only run the truck when the roads are dry. Like when you get them cold days and the roads are really dry, but well, that's not going to happen for a while. It's going to rain the rest of this week and just be messy, so it's already salty anyway. Oh yeah, she's really warm. Wow, the block's like gotta be almost 100 degrees, I'd say. And I don't have to plug this truck in when it's like 35 degrees out. This thing will start right up regardless. This thing will start up when it's in the 20s out, but it's nice to warm it up. Why cold start it if you got a block heater? Go. Just building there. Last time I started this, it was like not even 20 degrees out. I had a bunch of loads to do, and the frickin' check valve keeps freezing up in the air tank, and I got to get under there with a torch and heat it up until it builds up air, which that'll probably be the next thing that gets replaced on this. But looks like we're good today. It's not even freezing at all anyway. Hey, check out this nice little unit I just picked up yesterday. I wanted a small compressor because it's a 110 and I can run it with my generator. At least I hope so over at my place. I got it here for now just because I haven't got a chance to bring it up there yet, but I tried this thing out yesterday and I absolutely love it. It's not huge or anything. I bought it used from a guy. Thing's only got like 2 hours on it, so it's like new. The guy bought it, I guess, and he found it was too small for what he wanted to do, and then he sold it and bought a bigger one. So I mean, good luck for me. I paid like half price for it, so I'm wicked happy. The thing works awesome. Look at, you want it? Hey. All right, time to scratch the paint up on this old girl. You get a lot of haters for this. Oh yeah. There ain't nothing better than listening to a 3406 start and warm up in the morning. little pre-trip here. Always important to check your tires in the wintertime. Well, anytime you leave, really. The last thing you want to do is go down and put a load on and find out you got a flat tire. But they're more apt to leak down in the wintertime because of the cold. It shrinks everything, makes everything not seal good. Good old ball peen hammer is all you need for that. We could be a truck school boy today. Be good boys, and that's what they want you to do in truck school. They want you to grab the lug nuts and actually turn them. I don't know about you, but I ain't never been able to turn a lug nut. Even if it's loose. I mean, it'd have to be real loose. You'll be able to see it first. These aren't loose, but these are because it had different lug nuts on it before, but it would almost look like that. That little half moon design on there, you could see where the wheel would be chucking. You can tell by looking at it. Woo! A little foggy. Yeah, I think we're ready to go here. Vision's not the best, but it works. Got to be careful this time of the year. Every year this time of the year, a bunch of them coyote hunters, they fly up and down the road with their pickup trucks. And when I say fly up and down the road, I mean going like 70 past here. Those people are the most disrespectful people I've ever seen in my entire life. I went out and bitched at them a couple times because we got animals that run around, chickens and the dog and stuff like that, and this is a country road. Lucky if this road sees maybe, you know, 50 cars a day. Those guys there, they go from intersection to intersection, they fly back and forth, they turn around in your driveway and peel out of your driveway. It's not cool. Totally disrespectful. Well, that right there is one of the reasons I don't like to run stuff in the salt. Now when I turn the light on, I got that indicator light coming on. My right signal don't work. Just ain't worth it. Every year. This thing's so loud. Every year I tell myself I'm gonna park it and not run it in the wintertime. And then somehow I end up doing it anyway. I mean, I wash it every time I run it, but that salt gets up in the wires and stuff, and it just makes so many problems. It just isn't worth it. It is foggy out today. Yeah, I had a couple guys comment on my videos. This is a 9-speed. And when I come to like a small curve in the road where I gotta slow down, instead of going in the low side and going in the 5th, I'll just go in the low on the high side, which is pretty much the same as 1/5 on the low side. See, the way I look at things is, instead of working this splitter up and down, or range selector up and down, up and down, up and down, if you can keep it in one position as long as you can, you're not wearing all the stuff out inside the transmission. But if you do that, you got to be careful going in the low on the high side, because that's like a coarse cut gear, and it's different. It'll feel different. Basically, it'll be more likely to jam into that gear rather than go nicely. Well, here's our pile of wood right here. Ground should still be frozen enough for him to get some out for us. Well, this is an Amish place, and they don't like cameras and filming and all that, so I'll get with you guys once they load me. I don't know if you can see it, but they use that loader that's way over there, and all that. Maybe someday I'll try to sneak the camera on the window or something, but I don't have my suction cup with me, so I'll get with you guys when we're loaded. All right, here we are, all loaded. Now you guys can watch me fall to my death as I try to come up here. I always like to get up here and throw stuff around to make sure it's not going to fall off the truck, because that is not cool. I see so many guys driving around with stuff that looks like it's going to fall off. And that is just not cool to put someone else's life in jeopardy if that falls off and causes a big wreck. These are some nice chunks this guy's gonna get. This stuff's so nice for the price. I charge, by the time I pay them for it, and then by the time I deliver it, it's roughly half the price of a load of firewood, regular seasoned firewood. This is not seasoned, but you know, I mean, for half the price, what do you get, you know? I put as much as I can on here, and obviously I could put more on here. Some of the customers say, well, why don't you put more on there? Load it right up. Well, you know, this is as much as I want to put on here, because anything more could fall off the truck. And nobody takes care of the roads anymore. And you go over some pretty good bumps. And just not worth it. So it's a pretty good load there. It's hard to say how many face cord it is. You know, I mean, you kind of get a different amount every time, because you get some chunks and then you get little stuff like this. And it's kind of hard to say, you know, what it is. I usually advertise around 1 full cord is what it is. I mean, this is a 7-yard box, and it's heaped up, and of course it's firewood, and it's not stacked in there. I mean, you can see right there, it's kind of right on the edge, so I don't want to put much more on it if I did. So, all right, well, we're going about 15 minutes away to drop this load, and I get this dropped. What I got to do when I drop it is climb up here, and I got to kind of throw some off manually so the stupid tailgate will open. I don't like the tailgate on this truck. I wish this hinge point was up higher, because it is not fun to get wood off sometimes. It turns into a nightmare. Here's the new inspection stickers that they got in New York State for heavy vehicles. They're not on the bumper anymore. They're on the windshield now, just like a car. But they look, I don't know, they kind of look the same as a car one does now. They came out with these new designs. I just got this inspected a couple weeks ago, and I was telling him, yeah, it's on the grill guard there, and he said, oh no, that's fine, they go on the windshield now. So I had to take this sticker off and move it over so there was room to put it on here, and then put this back on. But I got to re-register this in another month anyway, so it ain't no big deal. I'll get a new sticker to move it over to make room. But I always put it on the grill guard on this because I've always said that eventually I want to get a new bumper for this truck, so I don't want to put it on the bumper. And of course that's been going on for like 5 years now, and I still haven't got a new bumper. The bumper that's on this is the bumper that was on my 379 Pete when I first bought it when I was 20 years old. So I've had this bumper for quite a while hanging around. Alright, we're gonna look at the map here, kind of get an idea where we're going. I already kind of know where we're going. I'm gonna enhance the brightness a little bit so I can actually see. Good idea where I'm going. About half hour, well, 23 minutes, 15 miles, so I pretty much know where I'm going. Alright. Turn our lights on, and off we go. I tell you what, I love running firewood. It doesn't weigh anything compared to what stone weighs, and you make more money hauling it. this slab wood anyway. I used to do firewood, and by the time you buy the logs and all that, you just don't make anything. One of these days soon I gotta get the jakes going on this thing. Man, I'm still pissed off at that jerk that ripped me off. Those things were supposed to be on this truck months ago. It's unreal. I seen him the other day trying to scam somebody on one of the cat groups, and I lit him right up with comments and screenshots, everything he did to me. I can't believe how that guy, he's still going around trying to scam people. It's just nuts. Hopefully I'll have them working by the spring or shortly after that. So easy to get a load of firewood moving, man. So easy. I mean, I barely burn any fuel hauling firewood. I I got more than enough power to run 8 tons of stone too, but this firewood is like it's like I'm driving an empty truck. Even have to slow down for these corners. Just enough weight on right now to make the truck handle and ride really nice. It's not bumpy, and I'd say a load of this firewood probably weighs 2 tons at the most. I can't imagine it weighs more than 4,000 pounds. So that's a nice load just to keep the weight on it a little bit, make it so it ain't really bumpy. I'd be going a lot slower around these corners if I had a load of gravel on or stone or something heavy. Those of you guys who watch my videos, you'll see that when I do driving stuff with the trucks, I always make the videos really long when it comes to the driving part of it, because if you're anything like me, I just love hearing the truck run, hearing the motor, hearing all the other little noises that you hear when you hit the brakes and shift and all that stuff. And you know, my thing is well, if you don't want to watch me drive, then all you got to do is just fast forward through it. But I just love videos of you know, it doesn't even really matter what kind of motor it is. You know, I love the videos where people put the GoPros up on the roof of their truck and they got straight pipes on. And the problem with outdoor videos, though, when the GoPro is outside, is once you get going like 20 miles an hour and faster, all you can hear is wind. And it takes like a really good placement of the camera to make it so you can actually hear the motor really good. So I like those videos like when they go slow and stuff, but on the highways it doesn't usually work out that well. But, or you could just listen to me talk, you know, kind of like we're doing right now. I guess that sounds good too, right? I need a muffler for my mouth. I don't need a muffler for the truck, I need one for my mouth. All in all though, this truck is really quiet inside. I got the windows open, or the windows are up right now. Gotta love it when people just decide to turn at the last second. Then they gotta hold everybody up because they're too afraid to go. Finally tearing this old building down. The old beach nut place. That's been in debate for like years that they were going to tear this place down, and it looks like they're finally getting to it. See, there I go into low on the high side right now. I don't like that turn. Those guys who know how a 9-speed works. So now I'm in low on high side. There, now I'm in 6th gear on, it just makes it nice to go around corners. Because usually 6th gear, it's just a little bit too high of a gear to go around the corner. So that just makes it nice so you ain't got to go back into the low side. Just remember, I can't stress this enough. Every time you work something, it no matter what it is one less time that it's going to work. So every time you go from low to high and high to low in this range is one less time your transmission's going to do it. So if you can avoid that, out of however many million times it goes up and down in its life, maybe you'll get a couple more years out of the transmission. And if you're poor like me, you want to get as much time out of stuff as you can. I guess I better start the GPS because I'm not really sure where I'm going at this point. Looks like we're going right. Of course my right signal don't work because I got some kind of short somewhere, so at least the guy behind me isn't wicked pushy. A little bit of common sense, you know, you got to keep in mind that on these big trucks, any big truck, dump truck, especially dump trucks and stuff like that, that lights don't always work. And you know, when you're in this kind of business, stuff happens, you know, lights get knocked out, shorts happen, wiring problems are an everyday thing, you know, and it just, you never want to assume that a truck or anybody in that matter is going to do something. You want to have a little bit of common sense. You know, that guy behind me just now had common sense. He knew I was slowing down and he didn't know what way I was turning. And he stayed back and waited for me to turn, where so many people nowadays will just, as soon as you slow down, they'll just fly right by you. And I don't care who you are. You can't say, well, you got to keep your lights working. Well, lights just go out at any time, and that I could guarantee you, lights do just go out at any time. A light could be working when you leave the house, and then it could just go out. So you always got to anticipate for people that don't have any common sense in this world, because common sense is a thing that definitely lacks a lot. Hopefully wherever I'm delivering to, the driveway's not wicked greasy, or I ain't got to get into a pickle. That's always something you got to worry about with firewood or gravel or anything you deliver. You're delivering to people that you really have no idea how their house and stuff is set up. Or when you're on a job site, you usually got equipment there of your own, and if you get stuck, it ain't no big deal. Some of these people I deliver to, they want you to go like through the Amazon jungle to drop a load of firewood. It's like, nah, you know, I'm not gonna do that. They think that just because you got a big truck, it'll go through anything and it's a tank. That's definitely not the case. The bigger you are, the harder you fall. The bigger you are, the more you get stuck. The bigger you are, the more money it costs to get out of pickles when you get into them. I just love this cat though. I got this thing in a high gear. I'm probably around 1,000, 1,200 right now. And it just has enough torque just to keep going through all these corners, and I don't have to worry about, like, the Detroit, that was fun to drive, but man, you'd have to scream through here just to keep enough power up to lug around these corners and stuff, these little hills. And I'd never be able to talk to you guys if I had that motor in here. That was a lot of fun to drive though. Someday I do want to get another truck with a Detroit. Something just to bang around in and have fun. Looks like I got some competition up on the hill. Looks like we're coming up on our turn now. I don't know what this is. Hey. super maintained. Yeehaw. Alright, well. The guy said he's the first house on the left, so hopefully that's this one. Guess we're gonna find out. Wicked narrow driveway too. Super narrow driveway here. Definitely want to teach yourself not to get in trouble, because it costs a lot of money to get yourself out of trouble. Alright, well, we got in the driveway without going in the ditch. I guess I'll get out and see where the customer wants me to drop. Alright, that delivery was not the easiest one. I had to fight like crazy to get that wood out of that box. Concentrate on getting out of here. Driveway is wicked narrow. Oh. So if you were tuned in this morning when we first started, I'll say that I hate this box because the hinge on it needs to be like up higher, and every time I dump wood it just gets, sometimes it comes right off and sometimes it's just a nightmare. Oh man, I fought for like 15 minutes getting that wood out of that box. I had to bring it up and put it down a bunch of times. Not many people like you to film on their property, I've noticed around here. I always ask. You know, usually the people with the jobs are alright with it, but a lot of the deliveries I do, people don't like you to film on their property, which is fine. I mean, I can respect that. But it sucks for you guys because you don't get to see, you know, the stuff that I have to deal with like that, you know. You know, I could come up with something clever and come up with like a, yeah, I'll give you like 5% off or something if you let me film on your property, but you know, I'm kind of already doing this as cheap as I can. You know, I'm still making money, but I really can't afford to take any more off of what I already do, so it's kind of hard to give discounts for anything, really. Alright, well, now that the customer's happy and this truck is empty, I'm gonna get this thing home, hook up the trailer, and then we will work on getting the skid steer over to the new property and see how that new plow works. I'm pretty excited for that. So maybe there's light at the end of the tunnel after all today. Alright, we got the skid steer all loaded on the trailer and ready to head over to the new property. Now you can see these feet that I built a little bit better now. Put about 600 washers under there and I think I got it to the right level. So got the trailer all hooked up, not safely, and tires are all aired up. I have only the state-of-the-art Bluetooth straps holding that skid steer down. They're on there. Us we go to our long 1.5-mile journey. Starting to rain out pretty good. The only reason I'm bringing this over here, well, the skid steer's got to go back over to the new place anyway, but the only reason I'm even contemplating plowing today is so that I could show you guys how this thing works, and I could show myself how it works. Hopefully we don't break anything. I think it'll work pretty good. You can see how good it's raining, so like it's supposed to be almost 50 Friday. Today's Wednesday. Yeah, today's Wednesday, so yeah, Dad, when you watch this video, you're gonna know why I wasn't at the body shop today. This is what I'm doing all day. My dad watches all my videos. He's like my dad is probably the best YouTube supporting dad I got. He watches all my videos, and then even when he's not watching them, he still plays them on the TV just to just to play them. So what a supporting father I have. I don't know why they don't fix these damn roads, man. All the highway use tax all us truckers pay, and these are the roads we got to drive on. Unbelievable. Yeah, it's raining pretty good. Here we are. Yeah, the snow's melting fast. I was just over here the other day, and there was a lot more snow than this up here, so I better hurry up and try that darn plow out before we lose our chance. Get this out of the way. That's probably gonna, I hope this works really good for this. 2 sweeps. Go up and down, and it should be perfect. First I gotta get this bucket and run this bucket up there and get this put up there now. I like it when the skid steer's facing backwards like this. It doesn't get all freaking crap inside. Wanted to put the plow on first and plow this, but one of the fittings on that, the hydraulic fittings, is messed up, and it's a real pain in the ass to get on the skid steer. And once I put that plow on, I want to leave it on for a while. I really didn't want to come up here first and put tracks in it. I kind of wanted to see what it was like on virgin snow, but so we just got to do this anyway. right here for now. Yeah, there's not much snow up here at all. I better hurry up or we're not gonna have any snow to plow. I mean, coming down through the driveway here, there's barely any snow. I mean, it's not even worth plowing. But man, I'm itching to see what that thing does. I can't wait. Like it's my first day. All right, guys. I can't stress enough how much I hate these stupid skid steer quick attach fittings, these hydraulic fittings. They absolutely suck. So with this machine, I found it easier to shut the machine off, and this is for the auxiliary hydraulics. Just go like that a few times to relieve any pressure that might be in them lines and just neutralize everything. Because if there's even just a little bit of pressure in either these lines or them lines, it makes it just about impossible to hook these things up. And it is a real nightmare. You know, plus all this stuff is wore out garbage to begin with, so this one here, this thing's messed up, so this, I don't even know. I probably damaged it by hammering on it trying to get it off. So we need some tools out of the truck. I have nothing but problems with those fittings. I absolutely hate them. Not even really sure what kind of tools we're gonna need here. Just a screwdriver worked before. We'll grab a screwdriver and a BFH. I don't know, is this a BFH or an LFH? Put a comment down below, tell me what you think. Alright, let's try to fight with this and get this on. I mean, what? Just an absolute pain. There you go. Just an absolute pain to get this stupid thing on. There, it's on now. Alright, I'll put this crap back in the truck. I take my phone out and look at myself for a mirror here to make sure my camera's going. Sometimes this camera acts stupid. Alright, so we'll do a little bit of plowing and then I'll put you guys on the tripod, because you'd probably rather see what this thing can do from outside the machine. We'll try to get as much done as we can before we break it. Try this and make sure it works. Oh yeah, look at that. See, and I just guessed on these hoses too. If you're good, you're good. If you go right, the plow goes right. If you go left, the plow goes left. I had no idea where those hoses were gonna end up. Brag, brag, brag. You're right. All right, let's see how much of a mess we can make. So far it seems to work the best just by curling it. I don't even have to raise the boom like this. I just curl it forward and back, and then when I go forward I just slack the chain up a little bit, and that seems to work the best. Alright, let's angle it a little bit and see what it does on the straightaway. Man, this thing just so nice. Probably don't need that much angle. Oh yeah. Look at that. Man. So nice. Oh yeah. Look at that, guys. Yeah, I'm getting into the rocks a little bit, but this driveway is far from perfect anyway. Look at that. Beautiful. Yeah, we're digging it up a little bit, but these winters nowadays, they suck. The ground doesn't freeze. This is the first time this has been plowed anyway. Usually the trick to this kind of stuff is you gotta keep the snow off of it so it'll freeze. If the snow is actually covering it, it's not gonna freeze, and then you dig it up. But this is my own driveway. I don't plan on doing plowing for a living right now. And as long as I can get cars and stuff in and out, I am stoked. So, all right, let's put you guys on the tripod. First sweep. You know, we're actually leveling out some ruts on this driveway too. There was a bunch of stumps in here I had to cut to widen this, and if I remember, one is right there and there's one like right here. So either there or there. Maybe there's stump in both places, I don't know. But all right, let's see how this thing does getting up this hill. Tracks and wet, slushy snow don't always mix because you don't get the best traction. We're gonna find out though. Yeah, we dug in a couple times on some roots and stuff, but overall it's doing pretty good. I mean, I'm like tempted not even to plow any of this, but why not? I'm already here. Yeah, so the one thing I'm definitely doing is making quite the mess. I think it looks worse than it is, though. My darn leaf blower broke, so I wanted to get all the leaves off this driveway in the fall, but my leaf blower took a crap. The piston burned out on it, and just haven't got another one, and by the time I got thinking about it, there was already covered with leaves. So most of this crap that's coming up is the leaves that were on top. There was a lot of leaves. But so the one thing that I already know I'm going to do on this is in this thing here, there's 3 holes adjustment, and I have it on the center one, which raises or lowers basically the angle of attack on the plow. And right now it's a little bit too tipped forward, which is making the blade dig in a little bit more. I've noticed. I'm gonna run it a few more times like this and see, because this, like I said, this snow melting and the ground being soft, it's like 40 degrees today. You know, this is really not the most ideal time to be plowing, and especially this driveway. You know, this driveway is completely anything but flat and level, so it's probably fine. So, you know, now that I kind of cuffed off all the high spots now, and if the ground ever freezes again and we get snow, that'll be the real test. But right now, that's the only problem I see, is it's not riding on these feet as much as I'd like to see it. And that's why I got it tipped forward so far, to try to lower the back of the plow. But all I got to do now is put my rookie rods back on so I can see where my plow is and have at it. But if there's one thing that I can guarantee, it is getting the job done. You cannot argue that it is not getting the job done. Yeah, it's wicked soft in here. So when I was coming in and out of here with the trucks, bringing stone up to where the garage is, I mean, it was, you know, this driveway needs a lot more attention than it has now. So, you know, once it's good, and most of this stuff is just item 4 and some bank run, you know, it's not really the best stuff to put on a driveway anyway. So once this driveway gets fixed up good and leveled off, I'll probably rent a land plane or something to grade this all nice and smooth when I put my final coat of stone on it in about 100 years. Yes, folks, I am the guy that you bitch about in the spring. That why are all these rocks all over my yard? Alright, I got rocks all over my yard, so you and myself can see how this pile of junk works. And I gotta say, it beats a shovel. Now, all seriousness, it really works. It works really good. I mean, it works so good. I paid 150 bucks for that plow. I paid 120 for that plate. And everything else I had laying around. Oh yeah, and it costs like, I don't know, $15 for the few bolts and the hook and everything. So like 20 bucks. So that's like, I don't know, 300 bucks. 300 bucks all in. So for 300 bucks, for 300 bucks, I am wicked happy. All right, so now the only sad thing is now I gotta find a place to, now that the skid loader's back up here, I gotta find a place to put it. Oh man, it just never ends. Brand new building, and look at it. It's filled right up. Filled right up with stuff. Oh man, unreal. Ugh. Move stuff around, move stuff around, move stuff around. That's all I do. That's like all I do in my life. Once I get done moving something somewheres, I move it somewheres else. This little cart is still one of the best investments I ever made. Without a doubt. All right, there ought to be room for that here. Wow. Must be the ground heaved a little bit. I'm sure it did because it's been wicked cold. Yesterday and today has been like a heat wave. The last couple days we've had like single digit weather. And then yesterday and today it's been like almost 40. So I know the last couple videos I made up here, I was real curious to see if this thing was gonna go Harbor Freight on us or not and split. And we had about a week and a half of like sub-zero temperatures and like cold wind and everything, and it's pretty froze. Like it's froze. And she still hasn't gone Harbor Freight on us yet. So for myself and anybody else that's wondering if you can let these things freeze with water in them, well, it's the middle of January and it still hasn't gone Harbor Freight on us. So there's your answer. So I guess come March or April we'll find out for sure. See if the valve still works. All right, got the skid steer all tucked away in there. Time to get the truck back. I might come over here later and screw around. Not sure yet. It's just not really a whole lot to do. I need to put the insulation up, but I don't have anybody to help me right away, which is fine. I like doing things myself anyway. That plow did a really good job, though. After looking at all the damage and devastation to my driveway, I am happy with it. For 300 bucks, it probably would have cost 300 bucks to hire somebody to come up here and plow this once. Nobody does anything cheap anymore, which I can't blame them. How can you with the economy these days? Can't do anything cheap. Yeah, it is like raining pretty good and the snow is falling off the trees. And today's Wednesday. Tomorrow and Friday it's supposed to be almost 50, and then the weekend it's gonna be pretty warm. I don't know what. And then Monday it's gonna be like 29, but probably by Sunday all the snow is gonna be gone and everything is going to be a mud pit again. I tell you what, with the firewood you guys seen me get earlier with the Amish, it is so nice when that ground freezes down there. When that ground thaws out and it gets muddy, it is, I mean, that just turns into a complete mud pit. And there's days where I can't even get firewood because they don't want to go in there. And even if they did want to go in there, I wouldn't want to get firewood out of there because I don't want to sell my customers a load of mud. It's just the way it is. Remember that barn I was talking about that was just getting framed a couple weeks ago in my last video? It's like just about finished now. That looks cool. Kind of jealous. I wish I had that. See if they could trade. I could just go over there, pick it up with the forks and put her on the trailer. Got my new mailbox put in. Well, I did that a few months ago, but I grabbed one of my trail cams, see if I got any trespassers, which I doubt. Nobody seems to bother me up here. Put these ramps up on this thing and get out of here. Alright guys, I'm probably gonna call it good for this one. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of the new plow. I'm wicked happy with it. Hopefully you guys got as much use out of it as I did. I didn't do a video of me building it because that stuff's just boring. I'm kind of learning how the YouTube thing works now, and seems like most people don't really care about the building of stuff. They care more about like what it does. Like I look at my analytics and stuff. Not that I get millions of views, and it seems to look like most people just fast forward through the building process and go right to how it works and how it performs. So I think a lot of my videos now are going to be mostly just kind of seeing how stuff works that I built. I mean, I'll go through and explain what I did before, during, and after. But as far as like making videos where, you know, I'm putting every nut and bolt in and you know, explaining every little thing I do, that's another thing you could do. You know, I mean, I make this channel to share with my audience on what they want to see. So I mean, feel free to comment and let me know as an audience what you want to see. To me, putting bolts and nuts in and welding little pieces on here and there is just boring, and it's a lot of work to edit all that stuff. And you know, I guarantee it, viewers had more fun watching how the snowplow worked rather than building it. So all right, that's enough of that talking and stuff, hearing my voice. So until next time, just remember, instead of working your way from the top down, you start from the bottom and come up from underneath. But wait, there's more!